Welcome back, fellow pilots. Today is all about VOR navigation. This is going to be a lot today, so follow along and I'll do my best to help you. We are parked with active pause just north of the Harrisburg VOR. Now, what is a VOR? To find out, we're going to go to skyvector.com. This is a free service where you can get up-to-date aeronautical charts, and it is fantastic to use for simming, especially if you want to be doing things as accurate as you can. So here's the Harrisburg VOR. Specifically, it's the Harrisburg VORTEC. VOR just stands for a radio device that is sending out 360 degrees of radio beacons that your airplane can listen to and use them to navigate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this chart here. You see the Harrisburg VOR is denoted by, it's got this compass rose around it. That compass rose is 10 miles from the center of the VOR. And the frequency here, 112.5. So let me pop into the sim. And then on the nav part of my comm stack here, it has to be on the right. I'm going to do 122.5. I think that was the right frequency. And then when I'm ready, flip it over to the active, and let's see if I got it right. Aha, I did. If you saw that for just a sec, you'll see this VOR indicator completely go dead when I switch it over to the standby, and then it comes alive when I set it to this. Now, what I'm listening to is that the beacons that are being shot from this. Specifically, right now, I'm listening for the north beacon, or the north beam, or the north radial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this until it says that I'm basically right on the middle of one of those beacons. You can see that I am on the radial that's about 008 from the VOR. Now let me show you what this actually means. So there's the VOR right there, and if I find the 0 mark, and if I find 005, 008, that means I am on this radial from the VOR. So that's really helpful if I need to find myself in life. These VORs are usually, you can pick them up about 40 miles out, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on the terrain. But if I plug in this frequency, I can see that I am on the 004, 008 degree radial. Now, if I want to navigate to this VOR, here's how you do it. I'm going to turn this OBS dial, the omni bearing selector dial, until I get a centered needle with a 2 indication. Right there, so that says 2, and it says that I am basically south, let's see, I would say 190.2. So if I fly heading 190, and if I keep this CDI indicator, course deviation indicator, right in the middle, I will get to that VOR. So let's see how I can do to find that. I'm going to unpause real quick, and remember I need to head about 180. Right now my heading is about 190, so if I fly straight ahead, I should be able to find it. Here we go. I'm going to unpause right now. I'm setting this because it drifted a little bit. Here we go. Alright, let's see. Give this thing a little juice. Might even do some time compression. And you can see I'm tracking that line on the CDI. If I go to the right, I should be able to bring that needle just a little closer to the center. Let's find out. Sure enough, it's inching its way in. And if I go to the left, I should be able to pull that needle a little bit to the left. Now this is going to happen as I start to get closer and closer to the VOR. It's going to get to a point where that VOR to from is going to flip, and that means I have just crossed the center of that radial. Let me show you what I mean when I get there. I'm going to pull up the VOR map real quick. Excuse me, the VFR map real quick. Once I trim out. You'll see where we're kind of heading here. So I'm heading straight south. My goal is to get us to that VOR. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh, I'm drifting a little off course. That means if the needle, I'm flying towards the VOR and I need to get to the right, or if I need to walk that line for the CDI, I need to turn to the right just a little bit. There we go, that should do it. My heading's roughly 200, as you can tell over here. That's pulling in a little bit. Time compress because I want to see what happens when it flips. Uh-oh, getting really off course. I need to get to my left. There we go. Aha! It just flipped. Let me pause it. So that means, in theory, I just flew right over that VOR because you saw real quick that needle went from 2 to from. And now I am tracking from the VOR on the heading of, let's see, what is this here? 190. So that means if I flip back over to this, I find the 190 degree radial. There's 180, 190. That means I have just flown from there to there. Okay, that's all I'm going to cover in this video. I hope it's clear. Put a message below if I can answer any questions you have about VOR navigation, and I'll even do another video on how to use the radials. Okay, see you soon, fellow pilots. Fly safely.